I love your hair.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You look like my sons.
Really?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They have hair like down to here, all the boys.
Great. Well, I represent PerifaCon, that's a geek event focused on giving voice and space to people of color and PAR communities in Brazil, so that's why we're very happy to talk to you.
Great.
PAR communities who produce and consume pop culture, so it's a great honor to be meeting you.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to be here. And thank you for doing what you do, because I think it's important to give a voice to that community.
Oh, thank you. We think it's true. I would like to ask you, Avatar, The Way of Water, is a sequel to a movie that came out like a long time ago. How much have you missed doing this? And how hard it was to get used again to Pandora and all this universe?
Well, first of all, for me, Avatar never left us.
Yeah.
You know, the movie was over, and we had other things we were doing, but we always started talking about the sequels. We built a themed land in Orlando, you know, Pandora, the world of Avatar, that Zoe came down to, and you know, so Avatar. Once you make a movie like Avatar, it's with you forever. But this year, it's so exciting to finally be able to get to share what we've been working on, and for audiences to experience it in the cinema.
Teach them our ways. Keep up, Forest Boy! If you want to live here, you have to ride.
And Zoe, to you especially, I bring you this question from Andresa Delgado, who is one of the founders of PerifaCon and a black woman.
Obrigado. Yes.
And she asks you, as a black woman, how does it feel to be in the two highest grossing movies of all time?
It feels great. Not bad for a girl from Queens, right? I felt you feel seen, you feel appreciated for your value, for what you contribute to something. And it does take a filmmaker and a person, a human being like James Cameron, to basically say, out of all the girls, the women actors that I was seeing, I believe that this one, doesn't matter where she comes from, what she looks like, she has the virtue, she has the essence of the Neytiri that I've been, you know, living with in my mind for so long. So yeah, it feels really empowering.
Great. And you're also really famous for playing characters with unrealistic colors. Like you have been a green woman, a blue woman.
Yes.
What's the next step? A purple woman, a pink?
No, blue. We're gonna keep her in blue.
We're
Are you
gonna
kidding me?
You're gonna keep me in blue until
we got
I'm
more.
50.
We got more sequels we have to do. So we're gonna keep her in blue because, look, there's nobody who embodies this role of Neytiri, and again, representing so much of what you're talking about. You know, she's a woman of color, and Jake, who comes there as a Caucasian, falls in love with her, and he sees something in people he never saw before. And giving a voice to those people, a voice of leadership, and someone who is caring of her community. It's not just about her family, but a love for her community and her family.
And her planet and her world.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Great. Oh, if I could recommend, I would say yellow or green because of Brazil.
Oh, for sure. I would definitely do it. And just so you know, I'm also watching the World Cup, so I cannot wait for Brazil to play next. We were watching the game with Argentina and Polonia yesterday, and I thought they were going to kick us out of the hotel room because we were yelling so loud. But going back to your question, and from a BIPOC perspective, I feel like this is the next step for people of color in the world, is to not just be seen for the color of their skin, but to be valued for what they contribute, not just in arts, but in science and medicine and sports. So I've always felt that I'm a colorblind human being, and I never wanted to just be cast as the slave girl or be a part of just like a civil rights, you know, epic story, which these are amazing and they need to be told. But in addition to all of these, me as Zoe, I naturally and organically love science fiction. So why not go to space? And I remember a story with Salma Hayek, who's one of my mentors. And when she started out in the 90s auditioning, she was a rarity before I came in the early 2000s. And one time she went to audition for a science fiction movie, and she overheard a casting director say, "I'm Mexican in space, that will never happen." And it crushed her. And then years later, she was in the Eternals. So, and then, you know, when she told us that story, you patiently, you wait, but you continue pushing for what you believe in. 'Cause at the end of the day, after take off all this exterior, we're all the same. So we're dreamers. That's what we all have in common. So why not, go after your dreams, right?
Great. Well, and we as Brazilians have the dream of winning this World Cup. So I hope you are rooting for us.
Yes.
And it's this, I think. It's okay. I'm really, really happy for talking to you. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you very
so
much.
Thank you.
And I would like to give you these gifts.
Oh, yes,
we
please.
Collected some arts from artists, suburban artists that we got here, and they are in Comic-Con experience. So I bring you all of this.
Thank you
Obrigado.
so much. Obrigado.
The t-shirt is for you. It's our official t-shirt, our PerifaCon t-shirt.
Que belleza, gracias.